Yep, absolutely. Appreciate you guys coming out tonight. Appreciate the fans that were able to make it out. I always want to give credit where credit's due. Georgia, Joni's done a tremendous job with that team. Georgia's got some kids that have been around the block for a while, and I think that definitely has helped in the last couple games, just having those veteran players that are fifth and sixth year COVID players, and just having that experience and just that veteran play is huge. Very stingy defensive team, and we knew that coming in. We knew it was going to be really important. We did a great job taking care of the ball and playing with pace. I didn't think we played with great pace in that first half. I felt like they sped us up. Thought we settled in that second quarter. Played much better in that second quarter. And gave ourselves a chance. I think there was a couple times we cut it to within one, and we weren't able to finish it out. So obviously disappointed, but also understand we're playing some really good teams. And my message in the locker room is, we've got to be able to control what we can control better. And again, I just felt like there's some turnovers that really didn't need to happen, our attention to detail. And that's really been the last two practices. I think that's where we're coming up a little bit short is our focus, our attention to detail, our discipline to dominate simple. And, all those possessions add up. So we clearly have got some work to do, but I think we've got a great squad. Obviously, we've got a lot of talent in that locker room. It's going to be great when we finally get Day back. She'll help with our rotations for sure, but disappointed. But this is a special team, and I still think we're going to have some really special things happen this season. It's just SEC basketball, and you're playing against the best of the best night in and night out, and so that margin of error is so small, and that's really what we've been trying to hammer home, in practice, just controlling the controllables.
Robin, what was the game plan for Study Team? Just kind of defending her in the post and kind of limiting her in the first half like you did?
Yeah, we thought we're outsized in that position. We felt like Aijha is probably one of our better post defenders, and I know we ask a lot out of her night in and night out, but she kind of likes to bang a little bit and play physical, and we were going to start off in man and, really send help from that weak side. But obviously, that didn't go very well for us. So, switched to our zone and just really tried to guard inside out, to be honest with you. I mean, that was our game plan. They average, I think, 3.6 threes a game. And, we knew those paint points were going to be extremely important. There's some possessions that we stuck to the game plan, and other possessions that, I felt like, we let that get away from us, and just kind of got spread out a little bit too much. But, I think rebounding out of a zone is a little bit more challenging. That's why you like your man-to-man matchups. But I thought our zone defense slowed them up, quite a bit in that second and third quarter. But again, just SEC is a chess match every night out. It's a game of adjustments, and but definitely we wanted to be a team that was guarding inside out.
Robin, you mentioned kind of wanting the team to control what they can control. You guys had a couple of chances there in the third quarter to bring the game within 2 points or 1 point at the line. I mean, how much do you think that kind of came back to kind of hurt you guys at the end of the game?
Yeah, I mean, it all adds up. It's a 40-minute game, and we don't want to hang our heads for sure. But it's a 40-minute game, and again, control what you can control. And, it all adds up. I think there's probably a handful of unforced turnovers again, or, things that we didn't execute very well. We didn't execute our out of bounds very well. It's a little bit different facing a 1-3-1 on the inbounds. I really didn't think we'd have an issue with it, but we struggled with that more than I had anticipated. But it all adds up. In these games, when you're playing elite level teams, everything adds up, and you're not going to play perfect, but you got to, make sure you control what you can control.
Hayley, can you describe the feeling after you hit that third straight three and you guys went down by 1 point?
Just knowing it's winning time and just got to step up and make plays. I thought the next one was down 2, but this is a team that doesn't quit till the very end, so we've been resilient in battling. The last few haven't ended up the way we wanted, but we're going to keep fighting, getting better, and get the outcome that we want.
How tough was that Georgia defense down the stretch? All three of those threes they hit were contested down the, with the shot clock winding down.
I mean, all game, credit to Georgia. Their defense was really good. We knew that coming in. That's kind of what they pride themselves on.
Aijha, can you describe what it was like kind of in the third quarter? Was it just turning on a little bit of intensity and kind of going, I know a lot of drives you were getting right to the hoop, you were drawing a lot of fouls. What was that like in the third quarter? What was going through your head?
Just doing what my team needed me to do, what Coach P needed me to do, was drive to the basket, draw fouls, and get to the line. Didn't convert well in my eyes, but just doing what's best for the team.
You only, Aijha, had, one shot attempt in the first quarter. Was that kind of a concerted effort to try and get more looks for the rest of the game?
No, if stuff isn't falling for me on offense, I just focus on defense at that point. But it's no rush to get shots. After a couple misses, I just decided to feel the game more and slow it down and just focus on passing out, driving and passing out.
What do you think?
You know what? I just think the pace that she played with was so good for us, and that's something we talk about every day. And I know she's really trying to, be able to incorporate that into her game because she's such a hard guard. And I thought she did a really good job of just not settling for the three ball, but to really attack off the bounce, and did a really good job. I mean, you look at one thing people are going to talk about is she drew 11 fouls. I mean, that's a pretty efficient night. That's almost like a triple-double if you count that stat line. So, there's room for everybody to improve for sure, but I thought these guys both really played hard, really played aggressive, and I thought had really good games for us.
Robin,
I
what
think
makes...
Georgia only had 9 points in the second quarter. What did you like that your defense was doing in the second quarter?
Well, if you want to talk about what it wasn't doing in the first quarter, it was pretty. I mean, you got to give them credit. They came out hot. They did. Everything they shot was falling. And, I didn't really like how we were defending Barker. I just felt like we went under 2 ball screens and gave her 2 threes on that. And then we had a soft contest. And that's one of the kids that we said we had to guard from the 3-point line. Other than that, and Q, we were going to be inside out. But we just, they came out hot. And everything was falling for them, so we tried to switch it up to our zone. I thought our zone was maybe just slowed the tempo down a little bit. I thought we did a really good job. There are some very positive things, believe it or not, and I'm a horrible loser, but I'm very impressed with the way our team slowed down their transition. I watched them on film, and they are an incredibly quick transition team. And I thought, for the most part, we did a good job with that. Now, our turnovers you can't guard that in transition. There's no way to defend. There's no game plan when you have live ball turnovers that lead to buckets at the other end. Outside of those possessions, they're really good at pushing on our missed shots, and I thought we really did a good job of getting back and stopping that transition.
Robin, you mentioned Aijha's a hard guard, but what makes her such a hard guard in this league, especially with the mismatches she can create at the perimeter?
Well, look at her. I mean, she's so strong. She's so explosive. She can play with her back to the basket. She's got a great face-up game. She'll hit enough threes to make you respect her from there. But the way she can take it off the bounce. And I think she's starting to understand, she creates so much attention. And I think she really does want to find that transfer the advantage opportunities. I think that's really important to her. And I think she's done a pretty darn good job of that for us. We watch film and she's like, oh, that's where, and it's trying to make those adjustments. But I mean, her size, her quickness, her explosiveness, and I think the biggest key for her continuing to move forward that can really take her game to that next level is just continuing to play with pace. You've got to be able to be explosive, but you've got to be able to decelerate around the rim. And so we've talked a lot about that, and I think I've seen a lot of improvement in that area.
For Hayley and Aijha, I know you guys have, played 3 really, good teams that you had these 3 losses to, but just, having the 3 losses in a row after, only having 2 in the first 2 months of the season, what do you kind of, tell your teammates? How do you guys kind of regroup in terms of your mentality moving forward?
I mean, it definitely is not a good feeling losing. No one on this squad likes to lose, but we've had, after these losses, just some really tough film sessions. I'm sure we're going to go back tomorrow and have another one and just really strategic, like breaking down the things that we need to do better, and a lot of it is controllable things, which I think is honestly what's exciting because we get a few of these things figured up, and I feel like we're winning these ball games against really good teams.
Good time for one more.
Aijha?
Coach, just when you went down by 1 point there, when Hayley hit that three and then just couldn't ever get over the hump, what do you put your finger on something that it was that Georgia was doing that you guys couldn't take that lead?
Well, I mean, it was fun to get the crowd back into it. I mean, you know, it got pretty loud, and I usually don't hear the crowd. I don't hear anything, but I heard them after that shot. You know, and it felt like we were in a good place. And then I think they came down and didn't they get an and one? Yeah, which was key because, you know, that first half we did a pretty darn good job keeping them off that free throw line and making them hit tough shots. And so, you know, that's kind of a momentum killer right there. But I feel like we brought it to within one on a couple of occasions and just couldn't quite get over the hump.
Aijha?
You can go.
Good to ask Aijha. I mean, coach has talked about the mismatches you can create. I mean, up perimeter and low. I mean, playing a 5 and how quick you are. How have you developed that to this point?
I just think she hit it on the nail, just playing with more pace. I'm still learning how to do that. I get to going, and sometimes it's hard to stop. So just playing with more pace and just knowing my game and when to shoot and when to face up and just the right moves to make.